Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about the one of the powerful advanced swing trading strategy. So this is basically part 2 version of the higher high strategy which we have discussed in the previous video. If you haven't watched the previous video, I'll place a link in the description box where I'd explained in detail how exactly the higher high patterns will form and where you have to keep the SL and how you have to keep the target as well. I had explained in detail on that. Please watch that video. Coming back to the topic, so by learning the advanced swing trading strategy, so where one can take a better confirmation, so that by the number of trades will come down. For example, if you found like higher high patterns will forming in the 10 stocks, with this confirmation you can come down to 4 to 5 stocks for the better confirmation. Okay, I hope it's clear. So I'll explain in the chart as well, and before that I'll explain in the rough chart how exactly it has been formed. For example, let me draw the higher high patterns first. So as explained in the previous video, so this will be the starting higher lows. Okay, so let me draw the horizontal line for that. So this will be the starting low. Okay, the next it has made a higher lows. Again, this is the second higher low. Okay, you can see that the it is forming the higher high. Again, this will be the higher high, the first higher high. This would be the second higher high. Okay, so the condition is met as per the strategy. Okay, so the confirmation candle, so where you will be discussing here, for example, let me draw it here. So let's assume that you saw the patterns here at this level or somewhere in this level. Okay, so as per the strategy, so the stock has to form the higher high patterns, and once it's crossed the previous high, then only we are going to trade the stocks. For example, here, so once it's crossed this line, so the previous high is this one, and once this any candle cross this line, we are going to break the trade. Okay, so the confirmation candle, how we are going to evaluate is, for example, any candle here, we found a one candle here. This has to be a 1 hour candle minimum. Okay, so what you should do it is you should wait for the 1 hour candle to complete or close the candles. Okay, so once the candle is closed, the make sure that the candle has been closed above the previous high. Okay, so you should wait for the 1 hour candle to close above the previous high. Okay, if you found any stocks which is forming the higher high, and again the 1 hour candle has been uh, better than the, or it has broke the previous high and candle has been closed above the previous high, then one can take the trade. You might ask like on how we have to take a trade, where is the target, and how we exactly we have to monitor the SL. Let me explain that. So once you got the confirmation that candle has been closed and it is better than the, or it has closed higher than the previous high, you can mark the high of this candle. Okay, you can mark this high of this candle and you can take a buy trade, and stop loss should be same as the previous low. This should be the stop loss, and again should aim for the minimum 1:1 to 1:2 target from this point. Okay, let me explain once again. So I had drawn the higher high patterns here. Okay, and so once it's broke the, for example, this is the pattern, right? So you will be waiting for the candle to break the previous high, correct? So once the 1 hour candle breaks the previous high, wait for the candle to close above the previous high. Okay, so the candle has to close, the closing of the candle has to be higher than the previous high. Okay, once you got the confirmation candle that it has been closed above the previous high, you can mark the high of that candle. Okay, and you can take a buy trade. Okay, and keep the stop loss previous low as discussed earlier. This should be a SL, and you can aim for the 1:1 risk reward. Okay, I hope it's clear. So let me show it in the chart as well. So how exactly it has been formed. let's assume that okay, I had taken the TCS example here. Okay, so for example, here you can see that it has been forming the higher high patterns. Okay, so let me draw it for you. Okay, if I start from here, you can see that it has made the new high here, again pull back as we discussed, then again form the new high. Okay, so as per the strategy, you are going to buy the uh, above the high of this candle. Okay, for example, if you just bought based on the previous high of this candle, then you could have bought this with this candle. You can see that it has closed, like it has formed the higher high also, and the prices broke the previous high. But did you notice that it did not close above the previous high? You can see that it has come down. Correct, let me explain. So price started from here, made the new high, pullback happened, again made the new high. Okay, then again you'll wait for the pullback to happen. Okay, but however, so you'll be taking a trade. So let me draw the horizontal line here. Okay, so you can see that the high has been broken, right? You can clearly say that a high has been broken, but the condition is it has to, the candle has 1 hour candle or 1 day candle has to close above the previous high. You can see that the closing is here. You can clearly say that the candle did not close the above the previous high, so that you're not going to take the trade. For example, if you took the candle, like if you took the trade by considering the only confirmation on the higher highs, then you can see that within few days itself your SL could have been hit. Correct. So by following this strategy, one can take a better confirmation. You can wait for the, if you following the daily time frame, you can aim for the daily candle to close above the previous high, or if you're following the 1 hour time frame, you can wait for the 1 hour candle to close above the previous high. If you found that the candle has been closed above the previous high, then only you can take a trade. I hope it's clear. So let me show it in a few more charts so that it will be much better. Here you can see that it is forming, this is the starting low. So let me draw the higher highs here. So it started from here, made the new high, again pullback happened, again made the new high. Okay, again made the pullback again. So now you can see that it's made a new high. Correct. So okay, you can see that it has made the new high. So you can wait for the candle to close. Here you can see that it has been closed the above the candle, above the previous high, right? So this green candle has been closed above the previous high. Correct. So you can consider taking a trade. So this is the 1 day time frame. If you want to change it to 1 hour also, you can do consider. See here, if I want to draw the higher high patterns here, so let me draw it for you. Okay, you can see that. So this is the high which has been made. Okay, so in 1 hour time frame, you haven't got the confirmation edge because you'll be taking a trade once it breaks the previous high. As of now, none of the candle has came near to that. So once it's broke, if you found any candle here and which is higher than the previous high, then you can take a trade. Okay. Here you can see that it's clearly forming the higher high. So for example, starting from here, it has made the high here, then again pullback happened. Okay, then mark the new high here, again pullback. Now it has made the new high here. Okay, again pullback is successfully happened. Okay, so now you'll be taking the trade once it breaks the previous high. Once it breaks this high, and if any candle closes above the previous high, then only you'll be taking the trade. Okay, I hope it's clear. So by following this strategy, so one can reduce the number of trades and the accuracy will be much better than following only the higher high patterns. I hope it's clear, and thank you so much for watching the video, and do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. That will motivate me to create more videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon with the new exciting video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.